A 2006 Dartmouth study published on February 6, 2006, states that the brain of an 18-year-old college freshman is still far from resembling the brain of someone in their mid-20s. The study states that the human mind is still moldable into the mid-20s, and minds like that of Adam Lanza will continue to be negatively influenced by violent video games, despite your proposed ban on the sale of violent games to those under 18. Now, the debate guidebook, Argumentation and Debate, Critical Thinking for Reasoned Decision-Making by Austin J. Freely, explains fiat as the belief that if a judge were to vote in favor of a plan, the plan would go into action. I believe that this is a very relevant question. It is very relevant to question fiat with regard to your plan, because an age-restricted ban already exists in theory as imposed by ESRB. However, as even ESRB itself concedes, it cannot enforce this ban. So, this leads me to question how your ban, a similar ban to ESRB's, could be enforced. I asked this of you in my last video, and you declined to provide an explanation of how this ban would be enforced. In not responding, you have conceded the point and affirmed that your plan could never be enacted, and thus this plan is not possible. You say that this is not relevant, and that the debate would be destroyed if we were to debate how plans could occur. I believe that the opposite is true. Were a judge to vote in favor of your affirmative, he or she would be voting in favor of a plan that could never occur, and thus can never alleviate the harms of the status quo in a world other than the ideal world in which your plan was dreamed up in. If a judge voted in favor of such a plan, the judge would establish a precedent that the affirmative plan needs only present a plan that has benefits, while neglecting the importance of creating a practical and applicable plan to real-world society. If such a precedent is established, the affirmative will always win in a debate, because it will be able to craft an exaggerated, impractical plan with tremendous upside that is impossible for the negative side to debate against, and thus the affirmative will always win, there will be no point to debate anything, and debate will be destroyed. Now you state that I should debate, and I quote, "why my plan is undesirable, not implausible," end quote. Simply, your plan is undesirable because it's indelibly implausible. Now, you agree that Adam Lanza was influenced by many things, and not just violent video games. However, you state that removing violent video games would save lives, and that we, as a society, value life. Well, you're right. We do value life. And Thomas Jefferson outlined the values of our society in 1776 when he penned the Declaration of Independence. And he penciled in that we as a society will value life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Were violent video games to be banned, that would possibly save a few lives a year. I'll use the Newtown, Connecticut shooting as an example. Maybe 27 lives would have been saved. However, the First Amendment freedoms and liberty of every single American would be infringed upon if such games were banned. According to Google Public Data, there are 313,914,040 people in America. So the liberty of 313,914 this number's big. 313,914,040 people would be destroyed. Now, another founding father of our nation, Patrick Henry, established the importance of liberty in our society by placing its importance over the importance of life when he proclaimed, "Give me liberty or give me death." A life without liberty is not a life worth living. Were this ban enacted, yes, 27 lives may have been saved. However, the lives of every single American would be destroyed. Your proposed ban will destroy more than it will help. The harms of your resolution are far worse than the harms of the status quo.